Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry, and I've got an empty house to do. I'll just show you what it is. Pretty big house, about 1,200 square feet in total. Overall, actually in pretty good shape. House was built in '92. This is the original carpet, so it looks pretty good. Now the upstairs, steps, entry over here. Living room, dining room. Overall, not many stains at all. I do have something interesting here. That's either a brass stain or wood dye. I'm almost positive. It's not rust, and it's certainly not pea. So if it's brass or wood stain, that will be remaining. Can't get that out. Little hallway, a couple more steps. Family room. And another little room over here. Obviously this is a olefin carpet, quite worn down in some areas. But anyway, I pre-vacuumed the whole place. Oh, and here my vacuum is. And it is rather full. About up to, where are we? Over here, I guess. Anyway, there were lots in there, mostly, as usual, mostly skin. Elderly lady lived here, probably was here for quite some time. It took me an hour to vacuum, did all the edges and corners. And so I'm just gonna show, I know there's carpet cleaners that watch my videos and some are new guys or guys that are wanting to get into low moisture, so often they are wondering, well, exactly how do you go about doing this? So this is how I do it. So I pre-vacuumed everything. I did apply some Super Nano on a few spots. There's not very many stains, and there was a couple of yellowish stains, like right here. I think that might be a furniture stain too, but we'll see. I put some ClO2 on those. And so I thought I'd just show kind of this job, which is a pretty big job. At least this part. I won't show the post-vacuuming or doing the steps, but just using the rotary here. And I'm running right now with a fiber pad, a white fiber pad. Probably I don't actually need to use it on this carpet, but because it doesn't have any real obvious soiling. Normally, I'm only really concerned about using the fiber pad where there's obvious soiling, but I think I will just, in this case, go over certainly the high traffic areas with the fiber pad, and then I'll switch over to the Iron Man cotton, which is sitting right there. So come along with me, and if you're looking to be entertained. And see how I'm doing. I've got about 2 gallons in the solution tank, and I'm applying the solution and feathering it in. There you can see the carpet turning a little bit white there. I'm cleaning with Nano Max. There is ClO2 in the solution as well. And the ClO2 will kill every germ, bacteria, and virus it contacts, and it removes most odors. Well, actually, it removes all odors as long as it contacts it. And it's anti-allergen as well, which what happens is it actually denatures the allergens and makes them, renders them so that people don't react to whatever it is that causes them to react in the animal dander. It actually apparently also neutralizes the allergens from pollens. So, and it is odorless, or, well, you can smell a little bit of something, but very faint smell. Now you notice how easily I maneuvered in there. So, because this is a rotary, it is going to be cleaning in every direction. It's omnidirectional. There's no wheels down like some wheels down orbitals would have, which they're a little more tricky to maneuver, but you get used to it. I mean, I've used my Orbot, but in homes, but it's part of the challenge I found with it was the handle's so long. I'm constantly having to lift and lower the handle in crampy areas on the Orbot, and it's a little bit clumsy the way that handle goes up and down. Whereas with my machine right here, that's me lifting and lowering the handle. It's like that simple. Anyway, now the reason, if you're new into this carpet cleaning using this methodology, I would recommend that you, at least initially, always go over the carpet first with a white fiber pad. And the reason, before you go to a cotton pad or whatever else you might have, and the reason is because the fiber pads work very well at removing stains. It just seems to cut right through the stains. In fact, use the white fiber pad, you'll find that most of the visual change on the carpet will occur with the white fiber pad. And although I'm going to be obviously switching over to the cotton pad and going over the carpet again, it really adds very little time to the process, because most of the time is actually going to be with using the fiber pad. And you'll see that now when I get there in a minute. And it won't take me long to get there. As you can see, I'm boogieing along pretty quick here. This carpet is fortunately not very soiled at all. It's pretty amazing considering how old it is, but it looks like I got my camera sitting right now. Mine tends to drop and without me noticing it because it's so close to my face that I can't focus on it really well because I'm old. Bifocals, although I actually don't wear them because I can't stand bifocals. Anyway, so move the cord out of the way. I always like to work away from the plug. I always find it a little bit funny, actually, when I see somebody using a rotary and they're constantly going backwards, which usually means they actually are primarily a steam cleaner, and they're so used to working backward with the when they're using a wand and whatnot. But with a rotary, you go forward. Now I vacuumed and treated and detailed the edges and everything in the closets and whatnot, so I don't have to worry about that. And when I do the post vacuuming, I'll be watching for any detailing that may need to be done, of course. This room has a Murphy bed. Those are actually quite convenient, but not cheap. So you can see I'm moving along quite briskly, And this stain that I got right here is a burn. Okay, I thought so. Okay, I can't take that out, although what I will do is I will probably snip the tips off when I do my post-vacuuming. Probably be able to make that disappear that way. Obviously you can't unmelt the carpet. Somebody had a cigarette in here and dropped the ash, the ember onto the carpet, looks like. Go into this closet. There's that little dent there. Looks like a mark, but it's actually a dent. Okay. Now I won't be running the Iron Man into the closets when I do that step. Won't need to do that. There's that little mark. Where'd it go? Okay. There's a little bit of a discoloration there. It looks like I may have to put some peroxide on a couple of spots, maybe. So I'm almost done with this attachment up here. Alright, we'll head back over this way. A little extra scrub it up over here. Remember, I'm going 360-degree passes per second on the carpet, so there's a lot of action going on here. Take that off. Plunk it down over there. Mr. Iron Man. Thank you, John Klesnick, bonnetpro.com, for making these pads. They're really good. Really work well. And I'm using his Nanomax, bonnetpro.com, Nanomax cleaner with a health rating of 0. I don't know of any other cleaner that has a health rating that low. That's just exceptional. And it sure seems to work well. brand new on the market, so so far that seems to be working just great. Now, one of the reasons when particularly when you're new into this type of cleaning, one of the reasons to use the weight fiber pad prior to the cotton pad is it's going to help you to produce a better end result anyway. And the first thing you want to learn how to do is get the result rather than try to be fast at it. Don't bother trying to be fast. Once you get the hang of being good at carpet cleaning with this process, which does require some thinking, by the way, and more thinking than if you were theme cleaning, which is just push the wand and pull the trigger. There's more thinking involved with this method because you've got to decide which attachments. There's a little more choices involved. So anyway, to use the fiber pad first, when I go over the carpet already with the fiber pad, I always consider it kind of like as if I was applying my pre-spray and then allowing it to dwell. And then when I go over it with the cotton pad or a microfiber pad or a two-way pad, that is the actual cleaning step, as it were. Although it's actually, that's a simple way to put it anyway. So you're getting maximum performance out of your cleaner by allowing it, in that case, to have a little bit of a dwell time, as opposed to just, it's tangled in the wire, as opposed to just, if I was just to use a cotton pad and apply as I go, there's really no dwell time, of course, although in a lot of cases that isn't necessary. But at least initially, I would suggest if you're new in this, just get in the habit of scrubbing in with your white fiber pad and then go to your extraction pad of choice, whether it be the microfiber with scrub strips, two-way pad. What else? Oh, well, I guess there's other manufacturers out there, but these are the ones that I stick with. So this is going, see, I'm going quite quick with this right now. Actually, I'll show you. Take that out right now. Let's see. It's just a little bit on the tips. When you do that, try to feather it in a little bit too, so it's not touching all this dimple. So there, that'll do, I think. Okay, now there you go. It's gone. You just see the little dimple there. And when it gets walked on, it'll just disappear in no time. Carpet's really quite in remarkable condition for the age, actually. Just a couple of, like the stain in the living room now, that's kind of disappointing, but it's one of those things that can be permanent. Don't see brass stains very much. But if it's what am I looking for? Wicker stains. Wicker stains have always been considered permanent. I've never found anything that would get it out, but it does appear that ClO2 will get out wicker stains. So isn't that interesting? But it does take out tannin from water, so that actually makes sense. So now the question is, what will it do with the Haitian cotton? Very curious to find that one out. Theoretically, if it takes tannin out, it should be able to get that yellowing out of Haitian cotton, or prevent it, theoretically. Because I believe that tannin is the type of dye that is in the wicker. It's a tannin dye, I think. Anyway, so now I'm going to go downstairs. Okay, I can bunk down. There we go. Now, just because I'm curious, I'm going to put some Super Nano on this one. I don't actually expect that'll work, but why not? Give it a try. And here's what the pad looks like. So, not really that soiled. And I can continue to use it on that one, on that side still. It's nowhere near saturated, so. Okay. Plug it in and connect it up. Pump start. Pumped up. There you go. I probably used a half a gallon or so by the look of it. So I'm gonna zip across. Carpet is faded in the by the windows. Really quite bleached out looking. The family room is much worse actually, but it's a different carpet too. Being an elephant. This is a nylon. So I'm gonna head in this direction. was some little bits of wax in the carpet here, and I was able to was gonna use my steamer on it, and then I realized it was just really on the tip of the fiber, so I just snipped that off. No problem. The doorway is surprisingly not very soiled looking. Oh yeah, there was some paint over here. And I put some goof off on it. It actually works pretty well. I think it's come out. It wasn't really in there much. There's a little bit more here somewhere too, which I put the goof off on. Go back to the beginning. I tend to sort of mentally in my head divide the room into rectangles, I guess, and I line up, or try to line up on, landmarks, as it were. Most of the time it's not hard to do that. But some carpets, you really need to do that because you can't really tell, you can't really see yourself where you've been cleaning, just the way the carpet is. This one you can, but I always try to be sure I'm very even with my use of the machine. Make sure I'm covering the same everywhere to get a nice even clean. You don't want to be sort of going higgledy-piggledy everywhere. Yeah, it's actually an English phrase. I have got English in me. My mum uses that phrase. My mom's, she's 92 or 93. Still going strong. She's still cleaning carpets. Just kidding. No, but she actually still drives. Still up and around. My dad is still hanging in there, although he's now in a care facility, can't walk much at all, and so he's there now, which is hard for them, obviously. But anyway, that seems to be the way life goes. My dad was actually the one that he started carpet cleaning back, I believe it was 74, and I started carpet cleaning with him way back when I was 14. It was when I first started cleaning carpets with him. And by the way, I do have a rust mark right there. See that? So now I get to try this out. Let's see. Oh, not that one. Rust remover. And don't drink it. Yep. I'll apply that and let it sit. Probably have to. Oh, no, that came out. Yeah, a little bit came out, didn't it? Oh, there. That was kind of weird. What's going on here? Weird. Didn't come out the spout. It must be a. That's weird. Anyway, I gotta rinse my hands off because of my fingers. Let's see what's going on with the spout here. Oh, that's weird. It did come out. Oh, I didn't see that little plastic. I couldn't see that it was clear. Yeah. Put it in the garbage. Oh yeah, that's garbage. Here we go. Okay. Put that away. I don't know if you noticed, but that really looked quite a bit different than this other stain. You could see the much darker. You can almost see actual rust there. So. And this is the, I believe this is a brass stain. It has an indistinct shape to it. That's one of the reasons that I'm expecting it's a brass stain, because if it was a wood stain, you would see the shape of the foot of whatever, and that doesn't have a shape. It's just like off the bottom of, some kind of a plant pot or whatever, sort of an indistinct, blurry, almost a blurry appearance to it. See. Come back to that rust in a minute. I just agitated it with my fiber pad. Okay, I'll do this little chunk of hallway. You can see the pooling and shading going on over there. Of course, that isn't removable because it's a wear effect on the carpet. Pile lays one way and the other way. Light reflects off of it differently. And you get light and dark appearing areas on the carpet that are not caused by soil. Okay, now, all right, and just get that out of the way. Switch. Now I probably used about a gallon in total now. Used about a half a gallon or so for that area, and I'll be doing this area obviously next. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some super nano. And just let it work a little bit. Now there is an area rug here. You can see the outline. Different and faded out like crazy over there. The carpet will actually start to literally rot away over there from the light, from the sunlight. And can't fix that, obviously. Okay. Now, I'm just going to go and see how my rust is doing. Oh, it's fading. Oh, look at that, eh? That's impressive. Pretty much gone. I likes it. Okay, I'll just run over it with the machine in a minute. I like that. Alrighty. Now I'm actually am going to be adding a little bit of solution as I go along. Just a little bit. I just want to be sure that the pad doesn't get too dry. I don't want to have it binding, creating too much friction on the fiber. That's and I can feel if that happens, because I can feel the torque suddenly start to increase on the machine, on the handle. I can feel the machine kind of pull to one way, and I can just almost feel the machine slightly bog. The motor will just I can feel or hear the RPM slightly drop. I can tell, and that's one of the reasons I prefer rotary, because you can feel that, whereas if you were doing this with an orbital, you wouldn't feel that. And if it was binding, if it was actually running dry, you're not going to notice that as easily, which is, I think, one of the reasons why you're more likely to cause tip blooming with an orbital. And I've never tip bloomed with my rotary. And I don't know why people say that rotaries do cause that, because I think you'd have to be a real moron to do it. But I guess there are morons out there, right? But I do know that the old style loopy cotton bonnets are create a great deal of friction on the carpet. The type of cotton that it is were very grippy. That was what Chem-Dry used to use. And yeah, they will definitely, you could definitely cause tip blooming with that. And I've addressed that in a video or two already. But these Ironman cottons, John's got a different type of cotton here, and they slide on the carpet fiber without the friction of the old style cottons. Alright, let's go and see. Oh, there we go, over here. That's where I was. And see how the rust is looking. It's gone. I can still see a slight, very slight coloration there. I expect that'll just fade away though. It's already faded so much already, so maybe I'll treat it again before I'm done. But this brass stain is a permanent stain. Just pull my power cord. Alrighty. I've got a interesting job coming up later this afternoon. Hopefully I'll be able to get that recorded too, and that is a tape on the carpet, tape glue. So it'll be interesting. I plan to do a little experiment on that one, a little comparison. So we'll see how that goes. Now, okay, stop that. I'll pull my wire. And remember, we don't want to be dragging our wire around corners. You can mar up the paint. People don't appreciate that, especially when it's new paint. Okay. So, a little bit darker, and I'll be flipping it for doing this room. Park that up there. Nope, unplugged in. Well, it's barely plugged in. It's gonna fall out. There we go. Okay. So now, olefin. Here we are on an olefin carpet. And I'll tell you what, nothing that I have ever found will produce a better cleaning on an olefin Berber than this system. That's for sure. It works really well, and when you with a white fiber pad or gray, or of course there are other colors that people might use. I used to use beige, but then I had a problem getting them still. So, and then I found the white one seemed to work just fine and readily available. But anyway, the fiber pad works really well at scrubbing the fiber, the loops. It just really works well. And this is also the type of carpet where an orbital actually can have some real challenges, because the loops of the Berber, sometimes orbital machines don't like that. They'll fight against you. In fact, this carpet, I cannot vacuum it that way, back and forth. The vacuum will jump and chatter all over the place. I have to go that way, back and forth. So I remember back when I was using my Wheels Up orbital, I used it for a while, really trying to explore the pros and cons of orbital. I remember 2 times that I'd come in to do a Berber carpet, and sometimes that machine would just like hammer on the carpet. It was so hard to, it just wouldn't work. I mean, I guess it would work. I think if you go a different direction, it does help, as I recall. But nevertheless, it just, it fights you. Of course, you want to put a glider underneath, and that'll make a difference. But I remember one particular job, it was really heavy, a heavier loop than this one even. And that machine, it was like I was just using a jackhammer on the carpet. Oh, I couldn't believe it. But fortunately, I did carry the rotary with me at the time as well. So I went and got my rotary, put it on the carpet, and I was like, oh my goodness me, no, that's much better. And no problem. It's as smooth and easy as this is. So that was one of the deciding factors for me for why not to use the orbital for residential carpets. And I honestly can't think of a single advantage of using an orbital, not one, for residential. And don't tell me that it cleans better. I've been there, done that. In fact, my experience is that I can clean better with my rotary most of the time. But I've been cleaning with a rotary for so many years that I've gotten very skillful at using one. And I know certain tricks, I guess you could say. Although they're not really tricks. It's just common sense. I think that the key to the success of the rotary for me has been the ability to choose various attachments for different scenarios that I come across. Maybe use the white fiber pad. I have a green one from Bonnet Pro, which is more aggressive, which I do use occasionally in houses where the carpets really need that extra aggression. I have the brush. I have various pads. I think I actually counted up at probably about a dozen different choices for attachments that you could use with a rotary. So that's, you can't beat that versatility. And as a carpet cleaner, I like having choices, multiple choices for every scenario. Now we got a kind of a, I don't think you can see it in the camera, but there's a kind of a odd looking stain there. I actually did treat it already with nano and with argo, but I'm going to just give it a bit more argo. Actually, looks like I think I got it out here. Yeah. Okay. So now this back to the bottom of the steps here. This is where you come down from the steps and just kind of a real compressed spot right there. One of the things about this process, by the way, now I'm almost out. See? Can you see that? Yep. Less than half a gallon left for sure. I'll be fine. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, when doing olefin, what typically you'll see is the high traffic areas, when you're finished, may still look dingy, and you may be looking and thinking, maybe I didn't get it that clean. But virtually every single time, if you go back to that house the next day and look at that carpet, you'll see that those traffic lanes look fantastic. Case in point, a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, we did a commercial job, and they had an commercial olefin, so it was a lower pile than this one. You know, commercial grade level loop olefin. In one office, I had offices and common areas, of course, and in one office, the individual was using that office had been using a chair with rollers on it, and the wheels of the chair had left a circle right in front of the desk. It looked like a donut, about the diameter of the base of the chair where the wheels were, and it looked like a great big black donut. It just looked awful. And so as I cleaned it, I realized it was going to be a challenge, and I ran out with a fiber pad, and I probably used, I didn't have the Nano at that time, it was a few years ago, it wasn't available, but I was using, I think I was using Radical Rinse, and I applied Argo into the area, and extra scrubbing, put the pads on, and when I finished it, it certainly looked better, but it still looked quite dark. But I was confident that when it fully dried, which would actually take a few hours to have the full effect, that area would look good. Well, what happened was, a couple of days later, the owner of the business called me up and was very disappointed. She said she went there later in the day, and she said, "There's a big black, ugly looking stain in this office. Can you come back and fix this?" So, okay. So I got back there within a day or so, and I went into the office, and it looked perfect. There was no black stain left. You could see it was compressed still, but it did not look at all soiled, just flattened. So she came to the office and looked at it probably just a couple hours after I'd been there, and it was still a little bit damp, and the final effect hadn't yet been realized. So when she saw it, she just assumed, well, that's what it's going to look like. But she was just jumping the gun a little bit, because it just needed a few more hours to fully finish, revealing how it actually was going to look. So that was an example of how olefin carpet fiber will clean with this process. Unlike steam cleaning, which you will see the best appearance right after cleaning, with this process you will see the best appearance the following day, and it will remain that way. That's the beauty of it. So don't panic if you're cleaning on all of them and you know you've really scrubbed it clean and you've put your pads on it and everything, and you're looking at it going, well, it still looks a bit dingy right here. Trust this process, because it really does provide a superior end result. It's just the way it works. And in this case, now I'm actually using the CLO2, which also has an effect of brightening the carpet and dealing with virtually all organic stains as well. So it just improves the whole process. So I can't think of anything else intelligent to say today. Or actually, I can't think of anything else intelligent to say at all today. But I did natter on for a while. And I'm going to finish this job. I'm finished with the rotary. And I'm just going to do the steps. And then do a quick post-vac and I'll be done. And so it took me basically 1 hour to do the actual cleaning with the rotary. 1 hour to vacuum, 1 hour to clean, and it'll probably take me about another hour to finish, maybe do the steps and then the post vacuuming, which will go faster. And I won't have to post vac this room or that room behind me, because this one doesn't require grooming. So anyway, I hope that was entertaining for those of you who, oddly enough, seem to like watching carpet cleaners clean carpet. Anyway, have a good day. Thanks for watching.